Hello.
Hello, I'm Steven.
And I'm Rachel.
And we are
Flickers.
And this is finally the review you guys have been waiting for Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. So, what is your input on our second viewing of the movie?
Well, quick advisory first. If you're a little bit squeamish or you're arachnophobic or anything like that, this film is kind of pushes the boundaries on what you're comfortable with. So, just quick advisory, there is kind of a trigger warning. However, the movie honestly was so well-rounded and put together that I really thoroughly enjoyed it. And then the second time around, I got to pick up on a bunch of stuff and learned things that I didn't learn the first time because I was so focused on the moment and the fear of the nightmare, which kind of was the whole idea. At least I think, is that they made it out to be like a child's nightmare. So, even, some of the shots and things like that, it really felt like there was no formula and there was just kind of that no hope that you feel when you're in the middle of a nightmare as a child.
Just dread the whole entire time. It was pretty wild. How did you feel about the overall acting and the...
Honestly, it was mostly children the whole time, or young adults, and they did such a phenomenal job just kind of getting across the 80s, or I guess 60s, right?
1968 is when the movie takes place, which is a perfect backdrop, actually, for the entire movie, which was during Nixon and the Vietnam War, and that was just an entirely unsettling atmosphere for the entire country, as well at that time. So that's a perfect backdrop to put an unsettling movie on. Yeah. But it felt like the cadence of an 80s horror film.
Yeah, it did.
So it's very easy to kind of get confused what time frame you're in. So I will kind of say that one little kink in there.
Yeah.
How they kind of stray away from the actual time.
60s,
from the time frame. But it works. So.
Well, and they did well. I think the costuming kind of felt like the 60s.
For sure. Music choices were fantastic as well.
Music choices were fantastic. I do want to talk about the prosthetics because, oh my goodness, they absolutely blew me out of the water. I love the special effects makeup sort of stuff, and so like watching it the second time, I was able just to kind of enjoy it, and they did such a phenomenal job. I didn't really know where the prosthesis began and ended, and where the CGI began and ended.
Oh, and the wild thing is 90% of the movie is all basically practical. So the only 10% was stuff that you physically just cannot do. But it's a showcase of Guillermo del Toro, who went completely full blown into bringing the literal images from the actual Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark books into actual 3-dimensional real creatures, and the way he did it is superb. I definitely feel this movie was very genuinely thought out and well written by Del Toro, who in the books, the short stories, there's nothing tying them together, and the backdrop he actually creates to make these stories work in a film setting is so well done. The movie truly demands multiple viewings. Most movies, you watch it one time, has one story to tell. This one, the more you watch it, the more deeper the film becomes. There's a whole lot of stuff you can't catch. Foreshadowing, knowing what's going to happen, is tossed throughout the entire film. So it's almost like you kind of feel ashamed that you expect something different to happen when they literally paint it out for you what's actually going to happen for the movie.
Well, and there's layers to it too, where they have, what's going on in the scene, and then they have what's going on in the background. It kind of picking up the second time the things that were going on. And then also just little tidbits of information that you really didn't catch the first time.
Or you didn't think was even important. And then you realize, like, whoa, that actually kind of changes the gravity of the situations that are happening.
Yeah.
Which I really liked a lot. But once again, the movie does very, very well capture an extremely unsettling atmosphere the entire time. Which is actually kind of hard to go ahead and catch. Some movies have that atmosphere kind of in the background, but this one, every single creature encounter is just dread and unsettling natures the entire time. But I definitely feel that the movie, once again, starts off on Halloween. It is an incredible addition to anyone's Halloween lineup for the season, 100%.
Yeah.
And then once again, if you are alone on a dark and stormy night, this is the movie you want to put on for a creepy time.
Yeah.
Which is just a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I definitely feel like the ride of this movie, it's just a wild roller coaster. It starts off once again like any typical Halloween film with these kids, kind of like Hocus Pocus, kind of like Casper, and then once it just changes its entire tone, you're on for a ride. Yeah, definitely. It definitely feels like It Chapter 1, which is definitely not a bad thing at all.
No.
So I definitely highly recommend it.
Yeah.
So if you guys actually look at the description of the video, you will see that I actually gave it 4 slates out of 5. And
actually, so did I. I really did think that it was well-rounded, and the acting, the prosthetics, and again, just the filming and the way that they set up everything was really well done.
And it has a rewatchability factor, which is extremely important for movies. Some movies are worth watching one time before you die. This one, once again, truly will actually get better and better and better upon multiple viewings. And the first viewing, once again, is such an unsettling kind of shock because the movie's PG-13. You don't think, how bad could it actually be?
Well, and I know a lot of people didn't like it as much, and I think that's because you don't pick up as much on that first time. You're more focused on kind of what's going on instead of what you're not supposed to see the first time, what you're supposed to see the second or third.
And you're more focusing on like kind of squirming in your seat because you're just getting disturbed by everything that's happening on screen. But once again, definitely extremely well done, especially for a PG-13 movie. They push all the boundaries they possibly can for visual, graphic instances. Language is not really that bad out there.
Yeah.
But the movie itself, highly recommend it.
Yep.
So our next movie that we will be reviewing here, actually, on upcoming here, we'll be seeing Once Upon a Time in Hollywood in IMAX, which is a very, very, very special occasion there, so we're looking very much forward to that.
And that will be our second time for that one as well, so that'll be a good perspective for that one.
100%. And then after that, we'll be catching the new movie, Ready or Not, which we're very excited to go ahead and see that one and give you guys a review on that as well. So until the next review, please stay tuned. Keep an eye out on our Facebook page. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Don't forget to subscribe, please.
Please and thank you. We very much appreciate it, folks. So until next time, fellow Flickers, we'll catch you later.
Bye.
Farewell.